be a first for me at BC TV8 Sports when I tell you this as a sports broadcaster. Good morning and welcome to Matthews Arena on the campus of Northeastern University, where today Belmont Marauders, the girls varsity ice hockey team, takes to the ice in their final game of the season in the Division I final against Acton Boxborough. The Marauders come into this game 17-4 overall, including a 2-0 win against Westwood in the semifinals. While Acton Boxborough coming in at 17-2-1, they defeated Brookline 8-2 in the semifinals. Both those semifinal matchups were played at the Belmont skating rink. But today, the finals come here to the campus of Northeastern University on a Sunday morning. I'm Todd Bloniars for BC TV8 Sports, and joining me along for this broadcast today, as he did in our semifinal broadcast, and I'm glad he was able to find his way up here and be part of the broadcast again today, is George McEachern. George,
Todd, it's nice to be back. It's a great era of excitement in Matthews Arena, and it's really a thrill to see this for girls hockey. What an up-and-coming sport.
It absolutely is. In the earlier game, which just completed a few minutes ago, Boston Latin came up victorious against Needham. Final score of that game was 5-3. It was 5-0 with about 4 minutes left. Needham came back with a late onslaught, but was not enough. And so Boston Latin, they are your Division II champs. The Boston Latin Wolfpack, they finished the season up at 14-5. And congratulations to the Wolfpack and their head coach, George Campbell. Great finish to their season. They are the Division II champions in a game which you had to really get up early for to be a part of. Those clicks you're hearing on your camera, on your mic, would be George trying to get his camera in position, because when there are some breaks from announcing, he's going to try to take a few great pictures. So anyway, you can see, I also want to, of course, thank Patty Mihalich, our camera person, who is down here again diligently, as she was for the semifinal matchup. And you can see some great shots. We have a much improved vantage point here at Matthews Arena. As you can see, we are high above the ice rink, and we are just moments away from a great hockey matchup here today. This is the matchup everyone expected since the beginning of the year. Belmont and Acton Boxborough, they have played each other twice in the regular season. Acton Boxborough won both games. They won the opener back in December, the first game of the year. That was by a score of 7-3, December 16th, the date of that game at the Belmont skating rink. And then again, they met at the Belmont skating rink on February 24th. And in that game, it was a little bit closer, as Belmont lost only by a score of 6-5. In that game, Hillary Larson, the Acton Boxborough Colonials senior captain, came up with a hat trick to help pace the Colonials to that win. The Marauders were playing much closer in that game, and they've improved throughout the season. Acton Boxborough, however, we want to point out, they have won 51 consecutive games in the Eastern Mass Girls Hockey Alliance. They, in fact, in their history, have never lost a game to a Massachusetts or an Eastern Mass team. So Marauders will have that kind of against them today, but as we 50 or 51, actually I said 51. I counted the game against Brookline in the semifinals.
So 51 games. That's an intimidating record to face. But on the other hand, everyone knows it's very difficult to keep that kind of string going forever. Someone's going to knock them off, obviously. This morning, Belmont is hoping that they will be the ones. And
we see the captains down there. Patty just got a shot of the captains for the Belmont Marauders. Carrie James, Betsy Nyland, and Katie McCarthy. The three Belmont captains. And for the Acton Boxborough Colonials, it would be Hillary Larson, Claire Allard, and I think it is Jesse Wilford, their third captain. And we've got an official announcer here today for the game. I don't know if this is on loan from Northeastern or not, but seen some great shots there. As you can see, the Marauders are in there as the lower seed. They're the number 2 seed. They are wearing their dark jerseys in maroon, and they are being introduced right now. And Carrie James, number 3, senior captain, one of the co-captains. Carrie Fitzgerald, number 16, the next Marauder to be introduced, a sophomore forward. And here comes number 17, Katie McCarthy. Natalie McEachern starting on defense, a junior. And Betsy Nayland, number 14, a senior defenseman and co-captain. getting the starting goal today, a little bit of a surprise here, George. We had kind of said at the end of the last game, the 2-0 win against Westwood, we thought it might go with the hot goaltender Ruth Kubian. Instead, the senior Elizabeth Courtney gets the start today. What do you think was going through Mark Haley's mind when he came up with that decision?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm surprised, but I know that all season long they've splitted the duties. They've split them very evenly. And we know from last year's playoffs that Elizabeth can play very well in a pressure-cooked game.
Now, did you see both of the Belmont-Acton-Boxborough matchups this year?
Yes, I did.
And then did Elizabeth start in either one of those games, or did she start in one of them?
I think in both games they split the game.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. You mean like they made a switch halfway through?
That's right. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that happen today, but I don't know what Coach Haley's thoughts are.
And you're seeing the Acton-Boxborough Colonial starting lineup led by their co-head coaches Kevin Lane and Laura Lyons. They're introducing their lineup. That's Julie Maracchio, Debbie Bernhard, who is everything in the Eastern Mass Girls Hockey Alliance, and Julie May. Their starting goaltender today, number 31, Claire Allard, and on defense it's Abby Henderson and Jill Link. And now we're going to pause to hear us honoring America with the national anthem. Guess that was probably some vocal club from Northeastern University, and just a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. And we are just about ready for hockey action here from Matthews Arena at Northeastern University. Todd Bologniers along with George McEachran, who I have to remember is not only an announcer today, but is also a proud father. And so he's going to be taking turns in between announcing and running to the camera, getting some great shots of his daughter. Well, Todd, I enjoyed reading Hockey Around the Hub's issue, especially for this tournament, which just was published and passed out today. And Terrence Donovan, who I consider one of the really knowledgeable observers of the Massachusetts hockey scene, and his Division I first team from these two teams, he's picked Debbie Bernhardt, Jessie Wilfert, and Abby Henderson from Acton-Boxborough as first team All-Stars, and from Belmont he's got Natalie McEachran listed as a starter on defense. So I'm pretty proud to see that. I'm sure you are. Additionally, on his second and third teams, the other players from Acton-Boxborough, Hillary Larson, Julie Mauricio, goalie Claire Allard, Julie Mai, and from Belmont, additionally, we have Katie McCarthy and Allison Hogan. And I think it's great to see Allison get some special recognition because, in my view, she's been one of the very strongest defensemen in the league. And I think it's just great to see her get that special recognition. Oh, it absolutely is. Of course, one of the players we want to look out for today on the Acton-Boxborough side of the ice is number 12, who you're going to see taking the face-off, and that is Debbie Bernhardt, only a sophomore, as Keith Jackson would say, and she is a two-time Hockey Around the Hub Player of the Year. She is probably the top girls hockey player right now in Eastern Mass, George. Absolutely. Hockey Around the Hub's Player of the Year, and she's really been phenomenal. She can do everything, and also she's a very strong girl. She's a strong skater. And she's ready to take the face-off against Katie McCarthy, Belmont co-captain, and we are underway. McCarthy immediately with a shot down to the corner. Linehan goes, or actually, and it's knocked into the Belmont zone. Want to mention, of course, that Bernhard had 4 goals and an assist in the 8-2 semifinal win against Brookline, so she's coming in here red hot, but she's been that way all year. Got a tussle against the boards. We've got Carrie Fitzgerald digging for the loose puck, goes around. As we mentioned, Belmont in their maroon today with the blue numbers, which are sometimes a little hard to read, but we'll make them out. There is Natalie McEachern looking for a pass for Carrie James.
Todd, I expect to see a lot of physical play today. Both of these teams to play the body. They're aggressive. There's an example of it right there as Betsy Nyland was really checked and knocked down, and that probably is going to bring the first penalty of the game.
I think it is. We have an early whistle here. We're just 1 minute and 2 seconds into the game, and we're already going to have a penalty called on Acton Boxborough. And that'll be number 9 going off for Acton Boxborough, Abby Henderson, their sophomore defenseman, and so the Marauders are on a power play early.
Coach Haley has sent out Sarah Courtney on the power play along with Caroline Morrissey Bickerton, Livy Herbert, Allison Hogan. And also I think Becky Mihalich.
Anyway, Marauders on the power play. Here's a shot and a save by Allard. She dropped it momentarily, but was able to cover up effectively. Want to mention, of course, Caroline Morrissey Bickerton had one of the 2 goals in the semifinal win against Westwood. As I mentioned, one of the prettier goals you could see. She went to the backhand.
Absolutely. Actually, that's Alexis Sheehan who had the other goal in that semifinal game, number 10, who's out there on the power.
Courtney was looking to center, but unfortunately it goes on the stick of Megan Lyons, and Lyons will clear it down the ice. With 1 minute 10 to go in the penalty to Abby Henderson of Acton Boxborough. Here comes Courtney, and it is poked away by Jill Ellenboss. Back to center. Allison Hogan. Herbert. And now giving chase down to the corner is number 4 for Acton Boxborough, and we don't have a name for her. We'll get one for you momentarily, if we can. Here is, well, she's got a C there, so I'm wondering if that is Hillary Larson by any chance. Maybe she's wearing a different jersey today. We'll have to find out. Here is Debbie Bernhard. Bernhard's getting a nice play in front by Morrissey Bickerton. She stole it, but the pass went out of the zone, and so the Marauders will start back up again. Less than 20 seconds left in the penalty to Abby Henderson.
Belmont's been pretty successful playing against Debbie Bernhardt, and I think that little play right there by Caroline is exactly the key to success with her. You've got to get her very early on before she gets moving, because once she gets ahead of steam down the ice, it becomes increasingly difficult.
Well, there was a shot, and Allard had made the save. Here comes another shot, and Allard with another save off the shot of Katie McCarthy. Now the Marauders still keep it in the zone. Penalty time is up, so we're back to 5-on-5 hockey, and Bernhard tries to clear out. Finally poked out by Julie May. And here comes McCarthy in. McCarthy looking, and defensively getting back in the play was Jill Link. Comes back outside the blue line, and Marauders will have to go back to get it.
So far, Todd, Belmont carrying the play.
Carrie Fitzgerald with a shot, and it is sticked away by Allard. I'm sorry, George. Go.
I was just saying, so far, Belmont certainly territorially carrying the play. I think in a game like this, obviously, if you can score first, that's a big factor. Obviously, Belmont would certainly like to get that early lead.
Right. Well, I'm sure, George. Now, unfortunately, of course, I didn't get a chance to see the previous two games against Acton Boxborough, but you did. Now, what was the story in those? Was Acton Boxborough able to get out to an early lead?
In both cases, as I recall, Belmont had early threats, failed to score, and then Acton Boxborough came up with the first score, and then that really puts the pressure on the other team.
And we certainly hope it doesn't play itself out again that way, but the Marauders have had the better scoring opportunities early, as we see Katie McCarthy on the face-off. And we're going to assume that I think that's Hillary Larson. She's wearing a different number today, but I'm going to go under the assumption that is Larson. In front, Fitzgerald was looking to center and is knocked out by the Acton Boxborough defenders. Here's McCarthy, and it is poked out.
Two great plays by Allison Hogan on that. Number one, to keep it in, which she does time and again, which means so much to this team. And then the second thing, she gets back to cover up and provide support on the D and stop that rush.
Fitzgerald dumps it back down into the corner. In front, there's a scramble, and Acton Boxborough was able to clear it back out to center again. So it's been all Belmont as far as the scoring opportunities here within the first 5 minutes of this game. Well, we're not quite up on the 5-minute mark yet. 10.5 minutes to go in the opening period. No score in the Division I girls hockey final. Belmont Marauders and Acton Boxborough Colonials right here on BC TV 8. And passes blocked at the defense by the Marauders. And here comes Betsy Nyland. Nyland racing over center and going to have an offside as she carried the play a little bit.
Alexis just a little eager coming in on that left side, just a little bit ahead of Betsy. That's too bad because that was a good threat right there.
So we have 10:14 to go now with the whistle here in the first period, and the faceoff will come outside of the Colonials' blue line. And taking the faceoff for Belmont will be Sarah Courtney, who has probably been, offensively speaking, the equivalent of Debbie Bernhardt on the Acton Boxborough side. She's had a huge year, 31 points in the regular season. She did not get a point in the semifinal game against Westwood, the 2-0 win by the Marauders. And here is Courtney. Courtney looking for a pass up on left wing. Alexis Sheehan, who did have one of those 2 goals, races down in the corner to get it, along with Shannon Sawyer. And Courtney, and here is Morrissey Bickerton. Morrissey Bickerton looking for Courtney, and the puck is loose on the side of the net. Someone trying to get control of it, and Marauders keep it in. Courtney, it's still kept in by the Marauders. Morrissey Bickerton will have a shot, blocked at the defense. Nice heads-up play there by Megan Lyons of the Colonials. Here's Courtney again. Courtney looking, and Sheehan. And we're going to have a whistle. And we're going to have a penalty call. It looks like a slashing violation from what the official is motioning. So we're going to have another player going off, and I think that penalty is on the Colonials again. The Marauders will be on their second power play of the game.
I didn't actually see the play happen, but apparently it's a tripping call.
Shannon Sawyer is getting whistled off for a minute and a half here with 9:18 to go in the opening period. So both penalties so far in the game have been on Acton Boxborough, and the Marauders will get their second power play opportunity. Had some chances on the first one, but could not knock it home. And unfortunately there, they couldn't keep it in. They're going to whistle the offside, of course. Is so nice attempt by Belmont to keep it in the zone.
Nice try by Gabby Carson to try to keep that puck in the zone. She is absolutely one of the most improved players on the Belmont team. As we've said before, they have a very strong defensive unit, and Gabby has really become one of the keys to that.
And she wears Ray Bork's number. I see, got the 77 on her back.
Well, there is a similarity. Not only is she good, but like Ray Bork, she's a very, very physically strong player, and that counts for a lot.
And she's out on the power play, too. Here's a shot by Belmont. Allard made the save, and a nice one by Kay Allard. Here comes Katie McCarthy, and McCarthy is knocked off the play. Abby Henderson will clear it down the ice. Says we're down to a minute to go in the penalty to Shannon Sawyer of Acton Boxborough. Marauders trying to lead an attack. Katie McCarthy goes up into the corner, and it is knocked back into the zone. Going back to get it will be Betsy Nyland. George, I know so far both teams pretty much using just 2 lines, and there's been a lot of kind of quick shifting of those lines.
I think in the other 2 games when they played each other, Acton Boxborough went with that configuration, playing very short lines. Belmont really didn't do that. They tend to play a lot of players, but obviously in the tournament, they're going to do more of that.
And short-handed bid here for Acton Boxborough, skating in, and nice play, some good heady defense there, as the skating in was Julie Maracchio. And I'm not sure who that was back on who was there making the defense, but Maracchio really couldn't get a shot. I think it might have been Sarah Courtney with a tough play, and she just couldn't get a shot in from up close. Here comes the Marauders.
Carrie James.
As the penalty time is up, that's Carrie James going down the right side, looking to center, and cleared out in front by
Jill Link made a nice play to stop that right in front.
Jill Link, perhaps one of the tallest players out on the ice right now. She's rather imposing down there in the defensive end. And a pass comes up to Carrie James, looking for Sarah Courtney on the left side as we're down under 7.5 minutes left in the period. Marauders now 0 for 2 on the power play, and we're going to have an offside face-off coming outside the blue line with 7:19 to go in the period and no score.
That time, Carrie Fitzgerald, who's a very, very capable skater, she usually makes things happen. She made a nice play trying to get it over the blue line, but actually it seemed like two of the Acton Boxborough players were able to slow her up a little for the offsides.
And the face-off is controlled by Acton Boxborough, and you're starting to hear those very vocal Acton Boxborough fans, which we heard at the Belmont rink a few days ago. They have come back again. A very vocal crowd support by the Acton Boxborough faithful.
Well, I'm sure the girls appreciate it to have such a big group of vocal boys out there supporting them. I think that's somewhat true for both teams, but Acton Boxborough may have the edge there.
Yeah, they're certainly louder, if nothing else.
Nice play by Olivia Heber right there.
Herbert with the play, and then Hogan cleared it back down the other way, and Acton Boxborough will start out again. So far, Marauders have pretty much controlled the tempo in the early going of this one, and they've had the better chances. Here comes Katie McCarthy. McCarthy looking to center, and some good defense that time by Hillary Larson. And coming back the other way, and a nice play by Olivia Herbert again. Yes, Olivia.
Nice play with the feet to stop the puck.
Here's a play in front. Shot blocked at the defense by McCarthy. Puck is loose in front. It trickled. It looks like it might have torn off the post. It was trickling across the goal mount. Great opportunity for Acton Boxborough goes by the wayside. Marauders dodging a bullet there. And now poked out of the zone by Herbert. And now Acton Boxborough turning up the pressure a little bit. First time we've seen them do this today. Knocked back in front, and good defense. There's another shot blocked again by Herbert, who's been everywhere defensively early on for the Marauders. And here comes Allison Hogan. Hogan looking up on left wing. It's kept in the zone by the Colonials, and Herbert will go back to get it. Herbert's logging a lot of ice time here early on, and really playing well. McCarthy
penalty coming
knocked into the boards. Yeah, we're going to have a penalty upcoming as McCarthy got knocked into the boards. Acton Boxborough here is going to get whistled for their third penalty of the game with 5:46 to go in the first period.
Acton Boxborough tends to be an especially physical team, and so far they've gotten all 3 penalties. It would be nice if Belmont could capitalize on it this time. That was the biggest flurry and the most dangerous attack. Belmont really getting boxed up in their end at that time.
And that was Julie May, sophomore forward, Julie Mai, getting whistled for the penalty there. Hit from behind, whatever you want to call that. But Katie McCarthy knocked into the boards. And here the Marauders on the power play yet again, coming down to 5.5 minutes to go in the opening period. Still no score as Gabby Carson goes back to get it for Belmont. And shot back in, kept into the Belmont zone by Julie Maracchio. Jessica Kahn, I'm sorry, that's Natalie McEachern. McEachern gets it back. We're going to have a penalty. It looks like another penalty called here.
Yeah, this one's on Natalie, as I think that was Debbie Bernhardt, who was forechecking, had stolen the puck. Natalie trying to get it back and tripped her.
Yeah, you know that the penalties have to get evened up at some point. Usually you don't see usually any hockey game you usually see about pretty much an even amount of penalties. That's the first Belmont penalty against 3 for Acton Boxborough. So for the next 56 seconds, we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey, and then for 34 seconds after that, Acton Boxborough has a power play. Right now, though, the play's in front. Nice save by Courtney.
Here comes Carrie Fitzgerald.
Here comes Carrie Fitzgerald out on a break. 4-on-4 hockey right now with 5 minutes to go in the period. Gabby Carson shoots it down into the corner. Betsy Nyland will put it back down into the Acton-Boxborough zone. Passes behind the Acton-Boxborough skater. And Marauders.
Nice play by Betsy Nyland that time to take that puck away.
Nyland with the play, and it was Fitzgerald looking to push it ahead. Instead, it's intercepted. Here comes, again, we're going to assume Hillary Larson. I'm starting to notice now these Acton-Boxborough numbers aren't matching up with all the names, so we hope we have them right. We'll have to wait for someone to maybe get an official scoring. That first penalty is up. So right now, Acton-Boxborough has about 30 seconds of power play hockey, but they're back in their own zone at the moment. Coming up on the 4-minute mark, 4 minutes to go here in the opening period.
Nice play by Allison Hogan as she carries it right back in the zone.
And Hogan trying to set up.
Great penalty killing.
Went to the backhand and was swept away. And here's Nyland trying to keep it in, and it is still kept in by Belmont, but Acton-Boxborough will clear it out. And the crowd starting to pick up on both sides. There's a backhand in front. And it is knocked back out to center by the Marauders as the penalty is up to Natalie McEachern. So we're back to 5-on-5 hockey, 3.5 minutes to go in the first period. And offside call, I think an offside on Acton-Boxborough. That faceoff should come back outside the Belmont blue line. So, George, your thoughts here early on? I mean, so far both teams look like they've had a flurry. Acton-Boxborough, it seems like in the last couple of minutes has carried the play a little more.
Absolutely. It's been totally streaky, one way then the other.
And up against the boards, Marauders fighting for the loose puck. And that's Julie Mai trying to
nice
center
play
for
by
a
Sarah,
teammate.
now Natalie, off the glass and out of the zone.
Yep, and there is Chrissy Linehan. Linehan goes to the backhand. It's right back on the stick of the Colonials. And a nice play there by Abby Henderson. Sarah Courtney going back. And it's on the stick of Gabby Carson in front. Scramble, puck's loose. There's a shot by Debbie Bernhardt. What a good shot and a big save by Elizabeth Courtney, who really had to stay alert for that one. That shot kind of came out of nowhere, and it had something on it. Debbie Bernhardt, again, a backhand. Nice play. Actually, Elizabeth Courtney looked like she got a stick on that, just enough to interrupt the shot.
Believe me, Sarah Courtney and Bernhardt are...
Sarah Courtney shot and it hit off the crossbar.
They are two of the most competitive and certainly very big rivals. You could see it as they fought it out one-on-one right in front of the net. Sarah coming back and making the big play.
Big play on Bernhardt to knock her off the play. Oh, the Marauders almost had one. Courtney's shot deflected by Allard, and she almost deflected into the goal. It trickled off the crossbar. Here's another shot right on. That goes wide. And up against the boards, and all of a sudden the intensity has really picked up in this game. Down under 2 minutes to go in the period. Hillary Larson in front looking. Shot in front, it's back. There's puck was loose in front, swept out by the Marauders. Again, big save by Elizabeth Courtney. That must have been a tough shot for her to see, George. It was through a screen, but she covers it up.
She was really screened, and it was a very, very hard shot. I think Elizabeth Courtney showing showing the confidence that she's going to need out there, and really showing that she deserved the confidence that Coach Haley showed in choosing her to start the game today.
Showing some of us second-guessing announcers that I guess we were a little wrong, perhaps. We thought Ruthie Kubian, who played very well in the Westwood semifinal game, could have earned a start. But as you said, George, they've split the goaltending up all year, and it seems to be working so far early today. Courtney getting tested in the last couple minutes and coming up big.
She's really had to make the bigger saves. Acton-Boxborough's goalie has not had to have the same quality of saves thus far. Belmont certainly would like to change that.
McCarthy is back. There's Becky Mihelic. Up against the boards, Mihelic and McCarthy. And knocked back in. We're down to 1 minute to go here in the opening period. Still no score. Belmont, Acton, Boxborough. This has really been a doozy so far, and still a lot of hockey to be played. Here comes Katie McCarthy. McCarthy, a shot, saved by Allard. Allard, I notice, comes way out of the net. Maybe a little bit of a gamble. She is well out beyond the crease, but she made the save there. I guess she's trying to cut down on the angles. Meanwhile, coming back down the other way, looking for Bernard on the right side, and the pass was just a little long. Down to 30 seconds to go in the first period. Puck is out in front. There's McCarthy trying to clear it out. Kept in by the Colonials. Knocked away. And the puck is in front.
Great play by Olivia Herbert that time, keeping it in. I mean, blocking the shot with her feet and then tying up the puck and clearing it out.
Olivia Herbert has had a very solid first period on the blue line. Down to the final 10 seconds here in the opening period. Herbert will shoot it back in. And final rush possibility for Acton Boxborough. But that will do it for the first period. And what a first period it's been. No score in the game, but both teams have had their chances, George.
I guess I'd say for Belmont, that's really about the way they'd like to see it start out. You know, with their goalie being hot, obviously they're going to be hoping that Elizabeth can keep that up. I've never seen her play a better game. So she's responding to the pressure. I think they're going to have to generate more solid scoring opportunities. Their early territorial advantage seemed to have slipped away in the second half of that first period.
Seeing some great shots here, the Belmont Marauder bench, including that green M mascot again. Shots on goal in that first period, 4-3. I love having an announcer who tells you the shots on goal at the end of the period. Makes us sound a lot more intelligent than we really are. Todd Colonials along with George McEachern here from Matthews Arena at Northeastern University. I'm sorry, George, you had a comment.
I was going to say 4-3. I didn't hear who had the
Belmont
advantage.
had the shot
Belmont
advantage.
had the shot advantage. I think I'd give the quality shot advantage to Acton Boxborough. They had some real high-quality chances. So Elizabeth has been a big part of the story.
She really has, and we are just about ready for the start of the second period. We really don't take breaks here, as we'll just get ready for the start of the second period. I'm going to have to get these numbers straight. Hopefully neither Hillary Larson or Jessie Wilford, two of the Acton Boxborough co-captains, will score in this game. Otherwise, it's probably the only way we're going to be able to tell them apart, because they're both wearing different jerseys in this game than what we have on our rosters. So, but we'll try to interchange. And we've got Larson unofficially as number 4 and Wilford is 7. They both have that C, the little captain logo, so you can't really tell which one is which, but they are wearing different jerseys than what we have in our program.
It really hasn't been characteristic of these two teams to have low-scoring games. Interestingly, when they've played before, actually over the years, generally the games have had a lot of goals scored.
Right, and of course, look at the two games this year. December 16th at Belmont, Acton Boxborough with a 7-3 win, and then of course the 6-5 win, which we have talked about. That was just a couple of weeks ago, back on February 24th. So they have played recently, and that was a good tune-up for both these teams. Marauders showing that they can play with Acton Boxborough, and so far through 15 minutes that has been the case. Carrie Fitzgerald's going to take the face-off against Hillary Larson, and actually we might have been able to figure out right there who was who, because I think I've got somewhere in my notes here who's the winger and who isn't, but we'll wait for a whistle to try to sort through that. Going back to get it is Shannon Sawyer for the Colonials. Two teams have switched ends after a brief intermission. That really literally was milliseconds, as we usually refer to on our hockey broadcasts on
So far in this period, already a couple of real nice plays by Gabby Carson on defense.
Well, George, you've been saying it throughout this game. The defense has really stood up. Gabby Carson there, Olivia Herbert in that first period really had some big plays.
As you'd expect with the two top teams, their defensive play, whether they be forwards, centers, or defensemen, defensively, these are obviously the two best teams in the league.
Well, you know I'd have those numbers mixed up from what I had. Actually, number 4, I think, is Jessie Wilford. And the reason I say that is because she is a center. She's listed as a center in the program, and she took that face-off to start the period. Yeah. So we'll have Wilford as number 4 and Hillary Larson as 7.
Nice.
Here comes Sarah Courtney in front. Oh, a great centering passer, an opportunity.
Linehan had a good chance there, but just didn't get her stick on it.
Couldn't connect on the pass, but that was a pretty pass by Courtney, and Linehan just couldn't get the stick down in time.
Beautiful defensive play at the blue line to break up that rush.
Betsy Nyland there with the check And we're down, we got only a minute gone here in the second period.
Alexis Sheehan.
Here comes Alexis Sheehan coming over the blue line, looking to set up, was looking for Courtney, was broken up by Bernhard. And
beautiful play by Gabby again, keeping that puck in. Those little plays mean so much. Sometimes they end up with keeping it in and ending up with scoring a goal.
Here comes Bernhard the other way, and she's got to step on Sarah Courtney. This really looks to be the premier matchup. The two of them are just going mano a mano here, and they're really kind of shadowing each other, and that is going to be a great matchup to watch for the remainder of this game.
Absolutely. That will be a great one-on-one personal rivalry. It has been this year. Both of them, two of the top stick hand girls on rushing the puck and scoring goals, and defensively. Both of those girls can play every aspect of the game really well.
2 minutes gone in the second period. Still no score in this Division I final. Katie McCarthy back and knocked back by Jill Ellenboss into the Belmont zone. Going back to get it will be Olivia Herbert. And it's off the side of the goal in front. The puck is loose. Dangerous situation there. As the puck was kind of laying out, it looked like Acton Boxborough had a shot off in front. Wilford
comes
was
Betsy
center.
Mihalik.
Well, here comes Becky Mihalik, and Mihalik racing down the left side. Nice play, looking to center, and Carrie James just couldn't get in the play. It was intercepted by Shannon Sawyer.
Becky, one of Belmont's seniors, and she is really an unsung hero. She is always in the action and makes things happen.
And the shot by Natalie McEachern was wide, down into the corner, looking to set up, swept away by Allard. And here is Mihalik again, looking to center. No one there for the Marauders, and it'll be knocked back out to center. 12 minutes to go here in the second period. And some defense by Megan Lyons. And Herbert will try to knock it back into the Acton Boxborough zone, and does. Here's Carrie Fitzgerald trying to keep it in, loses it off her stick. Back on the stick of Bernhardt. And
Alice Rosenberg.
Rosenberg seeing some of her first ice time here today. Don't think we've called her number yet. So maybe Coach Mark Haley trying to get a few other players into this rotation. Keep the bodies fresh.
Alice is one of the players who last year probably saw very little varsity action, so she's pretty much a first-year varsity player. She's been very impressive all year. She knows where to be. She can come back and play defense, although normally she plays forward. She's a real strong contributor to Belmont's success this year.
And the face-off to the right of Claire Allard. The Acton Boxborough goalie to the backhand, and Carrie Fitzgerald, she got a little bit more on that. Maybe he was able to get it home, but Allard swept it away.
Great play by Gabby Carson, again stepping way deep into the zone and making a great play to keep that puck alive.
And battle for the loose puck, and it's controlled by the Colonials. There is Julie Mai, and it's intercepted by Belmont. Caroline Morrissey-Bickerton, and here comes Rosenberg. Rosenberg going down to the corner to get the puck, and it is stolen away by Henderson. Down up along the boards, a slightly tough angle for us, one of the few bad angles we probably have here at Matthews Arena. And it is taken out. Here comes Debbie Bernhard. And broken up nicely that time.
I noticed how Debbie is being followed very, very closely, as you'd expect, and very successfully by Belmont. They've been really forechecking and not letting her get going.
Shot it in front. Here's Allison Hogan with the shot, and actually it hit Caroline Morrissey-Bickerton. It looked like in the pad. Bounced off her knee or something.
No, not ice.
They're going to wave the icing off, actually, as it does not get all the way back. Allison Hogan. And pass goes long. This is probably going to be icing. Let's see. Yes, it will be. 9:52 to go in the second period here at Matthews Arena on the campus of Northeastern University. Face-off will be back down in the Belmont end to the right of goaltender Elizabeth Courtney.
It's fun to see that kind of skill level that Allison Hogan just demonstrated so coolly, putting the puck back off the boards and reversing direction. Unfortunately, her strong pass missed the receiver and ended up in icing, but that's a real skillful play.
And Wilford and Courtney on the face-off. Courtney gets control for Belmont. That would be Sarah Courtney. Keep forgetting we have 2 Courtneys in this game, so we probably need to specify from time to time. Betsy Nyland sweeps it around the boards, looking for Linehan. Linehan is being knocked into the boards a little bit by Wilfert, and the Marauders are able to break out with the puck. Here comes Nyland. Nyland racing over center, gets a shot that goes wide of the goal. And down to the corner, and Marauders trying to poke it free. There is Alexis Sheehan. Yeah, Alexis Sheehan. Keep calling her Alexi. I got to stop that. Here's Sarah Courtney. Maybe I got a new nickname for her. Sheehan in front. Great save by Allen. We're going to make a quick save on a really quick shot by Sheehan, who's bidding for her 2nd goal in the tournament. That would have been a big one. 9 minutes to go in the 2nd period. Still no score.
Alexis got off a very strong shot that time, being right in the right place. Great feat by Betsy Nyland.
And Acton Boxborough knocks it back into the corner, going back to get it Natalie McEachern for Belmont. And intercepted, taken away. Nice play defensively that time as Nyland is taken down. No call, but Nyland made a big defensive play as it looked like Acton Boxborough was setting up for a scoring opportunity.
Beautiful play by Betsy that time.
And it's kept in by the Colonials. McEachern up along the boards, poked
Finally out.
And up on the right wing this time, it's Julie Mai. Mai goes down, looking to center in front, and center in front. There's Bernhardt, point blank, and a big save by Elizabeth Courtney off the 2-time Player of the Year, Debbie Bernhardt. Swept away by Courtney, who was trying to cover up on the puck she's run into by Maracchio. There's Bernhardt again. Wow. What a big save that was. And cleared out, it looks like by Sarah Courtney. Here comes Sarah Courtney up the right side. She's got Alexis Sheehan. Courtney going in with a move. Shot saved by Claire Allard. Oh, well, great, 2 great opportunities, one for each team there.
Here comes Livia.
Here comes Olivia Herbert. And the play has really stepped up in front. Sarah Courtney trying to get her stick on the puck. Her stick held a little bit in front. Here's Courtney, lost it. And now it's cleared back out to center with 7:20 to go in the 2nd period.
Hey, is there any doubt that girls hockey is exciting? That was
certainly
the most exciting minute you could ask for.
You're absolutely right, George. And you just saw the 2 best, all-around players, arguably, right there. Debbie Bernhardt and Sarah Courtney for the Marauders, both getting excellent scoring opportunities.
And let's not leave out Elizabeth Courtney with probably the biggest plays of all in that flurry.
Yes, absolutely. She came up with a huge save, point blank on Debbie Bernhardt. Not many goalies have been able to do that this year. Here come the Marauders again. McCarthy looking, McCarthy with a move shot, and it's deflected over the goal. Again, it looked like Claire Allard just got a piece of that with the stick.
Great individual effort by Katie McCarthy. She's known for that.
Kept in by Herbert, shot in front, and a big defensive play by Jill Link, who actually turned her skate and misdirected the shot. And it's cleared back down the ice by the Colonials, and icing will be called with 6:19 to go in the 2nd period. Still no score, George, but I'll tell you, there's going to be one soon at the rate these scoring opportunities are popping up.
It would seem that it's inevitable. It's just incredible that there have not been any goals. Pucks flying over the net, just barely over. Great saves at both ends. Great individual and team efforts. This is just the sort of final game that everybody would be hoping for.
Absolutely. And it is knocked back out to center. Going back to get it is Gabby Carson. Kept in by the Colonials. Went off of Maracchio's stick. There is Carson again. Bernhardt tried to keep it in. Now it is kept in by Ellenboss. Still in the zone. Bernhardt stick handling, faking. Nice play by Debbie Bernhardt in front. And the shot went wide by Maracchio, who was again right in the slot, right in front of the goal.
That shot just missed the left post. Very dangerous bid.
Bernhardt, though, just maneuvering all over the place. That time, it didn't seem like Belmont was shattering her quite as effectively as earlier. She was just able to maneuver, and it was a dangerous situation. It looks like she is really good at being able to find her teammates. As Courtney sticks that one away, McEachern goes down in the corner with Julie Mai. And it is intercepted by Wilford. Wilford keeping it in, and it is knocked back out. There is Larson. Larson looking. This is Acton Boxboro's second line out on the ice right now. And here's Jill Link keeping it in from the blue line. Scramble in front, looking to center. And, boy, a nice effort by Larson to try to get a stick on it, but finally cleared out of the zone by the Marauders.
Finally, Natalie came up with that. I thought Natalie had several great plays in that little flurry, using great good body control and body strength to fight off the forward and take the puck away.
It's knocked back up to center. Nice check there by Betsy Nyland. Nyland gets the puck with under 4.5 minutes to go in the second period, and still no score in this Division I final from Northeastern University's Matthews Arena. Todd Bloniars and George McEachern, glad to be bringing you the action on BCTV8 Sports. And the puck goes back out to center. And it is taken away. Here is Megan Lyons. Lyons with a move, a 2-on-1 break forming. I think we're going to have a penalty. No, great play by Betsy Nyland. I thought they might call a penalty, but that was a totally clean defensive play. Now Bernhard steals the pass. And stolen back by Courtney. And down into the corner to get it will be Chrissy Lenahan.
There you saw great defense by both teams against the Stars from the opposite team.
Here we go again. Shot is wide by Julie Mai. In front, Bernhard looking to set up. Marascio kick save made by Courtney. Another big save by Elizabeth Courtney, who has come up huge here throughout the game. Link with the shot from the blue line. Deflected Marascio. Again, sticked away by Courtney.
Some great defense by Betsy Nyland again. She's so good with the feet.
Kept in by the Colonials. Here's Bernhard. Nobody on her. Bernhard the shot. Again the save by Courtney. Oh, a beautiful pad save by Sarah Courtney. I'm sorry, Elizabeth Courtney. I got to get the names right there. Too many Courtneys on the ice for the Marauders. But that's a good thing in this game because both of them have been playing.
I guess Belmont probably wishes there were one or two more Courtneys.
And the Belmont fans that are here giving their girls a great round of applause. They deserve it as they've kept this game scoreless. 2:58 to go here in the second period, and the faceoff will come outside of the Belmont blue line.
Big problem for Belmont that time, just not being able to get the puck cleared out by the Acton Boxborough defense. When you can keep it in at the blue line and keep that offensive threat going, it's just so big.
Marauders continue to dodge bullets. Let's see if they can get this puck cleared out. Katie McCarthy looks like she'll do just that. Pass up on left wing, looking for Becky Mihelic. Mihelic goes down to the corner. And whistle with 2:35 to go in the period. Still no score. Faceoff will be to the right of Acton Boxborough goaltender Claire Allard. Allard, who we mentioned, is one of their captains, a senior. Of course, when you're Acton Boxborough, you don't give up a lot of goals. I mean, this year they've only given up 34 goals in 20 games. Well, actually 19 games, and actually we'll add that 36 goals in 20 games if you count the first round semifinal. Allard handles the bouncing puck. That kind of dribbled in on her, almost lost sight of it, but she's able to cover it up with the glove. But this Acton Boxborough team, Claire Allard, doesn't really face a lot of shots for Acton Boxborough because, I mean, again, they've given up under 2 goals a game, 36 goals in 20 games. So not a lot of shot opportunities and saves for Allard.
Absolutely. These two teams play the best defensive hockey. Therefore, your goalie, on average, are not going to see a lot of shots. That's been true in a lot of games for Belmont, although right now Elizabeth Courtney has had to face a tremendous number of quality shots, and she's been the difference.
She really has. Carrie James fanned on the shot. Now Link sweeps it around. She fans on the sweep. Tried to sweep it around the boards, and she fanned on it. Now it is finally poked out of the zone. Back to get it is Gabby Carson. Carson off the play. Sorry, that was McCarthy, and kept in. That's a case of Wilford. Looked like she literally tripped over the blue line. We like to use that expression, but that time she literally stopped the blue line and fell over it. That's about as close as you can get to actually doing it. Now here's McCarthy. McCarthy down in the corner, and poking out the puck. Here's a shot by Hogan. Scores! Allison Hogan puts the Marauders in front. Great shot from the slot. shot with 1:40 to go in the second period. And the Marauders have drawn first blood in the Division I final against Acton Boxborough.
Just before that goal, Todd, I was going to comment that Allison Hogan in that flurry, she was the big story. She made 3 key plays all on the one shift. She got free from far outside. She had some skating room. She skated into the top of the circle, and she let go with that very, very strong shot she has. She's a player who has not had many goals go in, but she has one of the strongest shots, and I think she's a real all-star player for Belmont.
Absolutely, George. That is only Allison Hogan's 4th goal of the year. She had 9 points in the regular season, 3 goals and 6 assists, but none could come at a bigger time than that one. Her 4th goal of the season.
No one could deserve it more. She is just a phenomenal competitor. She's got all the skills. She's got a very strong shot, and I'm really happy to see her get that.
And she's only a sophomore, too. Sophomore defenseman Allison Hogan with a big shot.
Another big save by Elizabeth. This time is running out.
We're trying to get the assist there. Katie McCarthy and Carrie Fitzgerald assisted on that goal. It came at 13:40 of the second period as we're down to the final minute to go in the second period. And when you score a goal in the final 2 minutes of a period, or a minute or two, I mean, that is a big lift for your team.
Acton
and right now,
Boxborough almost scored the tying goal a few seconds
George.
ago. Elizabeth made a huge save once again.
Yeah, it didn't seem to phase Acton Boxborough at all, and that's the thing. You've got to keep up the pressure against this Colonials team. They are very tough. Not only do we mention that they have actually scored the most goals, 2 of any team this year. They're averaging over almost 6.5 goals a game coming in. Actually, they're probably about 6.5. They've scored 129 goals in 20 games. That is amazing. That's close to 6.5 goals a game. And the Marauders have kept them off the scoreboard today. And Elizabeth Courtney's a big part of that, but so have the Belmont defense.
Well, from Belmont's perspective, hopefully they're getting a little frustrated. Sometimes you start to change your game and press a little. I really haven't seen mistakes by Acton Boxborough, but Elizabeth just is not letting anything in, and obviously Belmont is going to try to play strong defensively.
Final 20 seconds of the period. There's Wilford. Wilford, nice defense by McEachern. Puck is dribbled out in front, and again it blocked at the defense.
Courtney comes up with it.
Sarah Courtney in the final seconds of the second period. And a big play again, the Marauders dodging another bullet. As Acton Boxborough keeps up the scoring chances, that will take care of the second period. And a huge goal by the Marauders with just 1:40 to go in the period. And you can hear we've got some of the Belmont faithful up here with us in the balcony at Matthews Arena.
Well, they're going to take a break to do the ice at this time, Todd. But
okay.
I've watched girls hockey for many, many years. And believe me, it's my favorite sport. And to see the final game, the first 2 periods go like this, you couldn't ask for more. This has been absolutely exciting. There's been almost never a break in the excitement.
And you see the score right there, George. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We're actually going to take a little break. We'll pick up that thought when we start the third period. Your score after 2 periods, Belmont 1 and Acton Boxborough 0. We'll be back with the third period of this final in just a minute. Welcome back to Matthews Arena at Northeastern University for the start of the third period. You can see a little shot there in the far right of your screen of Michael McGilvery, who is wearing the green M&M mascot, the unofficial or official mascot of the Belmont girls varsity ice hockey team. And you can see Mark Haley there, the coach of the Marauders, saying something to his girls, giving them some support, because right now the Marauders are 15 minutes away from what would have to be looked at as a big upset in high school hockey, the Division I final here from Matthews Arena. It is 1-0 Marauders as we head into the third period. And George, I mean, what are your thoughts so far? We mentioned Acton Boxborough, unbeatable, I mean, or so it seemed. I mean, 51 consecutive wins in Eastern Mass girls hockey, but they've been pushed to the brink today.
Well, I'd say that Belmont does not appear to be nervous particularly. I think Elizabeth Courtney especially, she's been Miss Cool. If she can keep up being Miss Cool, there's no doubt about it, they can hold on. But anything can happen. 15 minutes is a lot of hockey the way it's gone so far.
Oh, it sure is. This one has been back and forth all the way. Excellent scoring opportunities for both teams, but the Marauders finally broke through at 13:20 of the second period. Allison Hogan, assisted by Katie McCarthy and Carrie Fitzgerald for Allison. That was only her 4th goal of the season, but it couldn't have come at a bigger time. And in the shots on goal, we have unofficially from Gil Blake of the Boston Globe, who's covering this game for the Globe today. He had 5-4 Acton-Boxborough in that second period, so the shots have been even in the game at 8 apiece as we head into the third period. And again, George, we were talking about it. These defenses are so great. You don't get a lot of great shots, but we've seen some pretty good opportunities for both teams.
Well, in this first shift, Katie McCarthy's been everything on defense. She has been everywhere. She stopped the progress of Acton-Boxborough about 4 times. Natalie breaks that one up with her feet.
Oh, that was great play by Natalie McEachern. Looked like a 2-on-1 break forming for the Colonials. And going back to get it is Abby Henderson. Henderson knocks it in. Carrie James tries to keep it in for Belmont. Goes on the stick of McEachern. She'll roll it down to the corner where Jill Link will go to get it. Courtney trying to keep it in, does a nice job actually. Pokes, checks it, keeps it in the zone. And now here is Hillary Larson. And Marauders have it. There's Alexis Sheehan. Sheehan being bumped along the play and now taken away at center by the Marauders. Sarah Courtney. And we're going to have a penalty call as again it was Courtney and Debbie Bernhard kind of doing their thing down there, and someone went down, and wait to see who the penalty's on. Looks like it's going to be on Sarah.
Well, that's too bad. That was a great individual battle as they went by. Natalie McEachern stole the puck. They kept going and kept going at each other, and apparently, I didn't really see it, but apparently Sarah hooked her.
Yeah, it looks like it, a hook or a takedown. Yeah, hooking, tripping. She knocked down Debbie Bernhard, so a big penalty kill here for the Marauders. And they do a pretty good job so far as Caroline Morrissey-Bickerton will sweep that one down. And now back at center. It is an Acton-Boxborough power play, only their 2nd of the game. We had a penalty-free second period. There's a shot trickling in. Nice stick save made by Elizabeth Courtney. And it's knocked back, just kept in nicely that time by Maracchio. They've got the top line out there. Here's Maracchio with the shot, was looking to center it for Julie Mai, but she was nowhere to be seen and still not knocked out by the Marauders. Here's Carrie Fitzgerald. She tries to clear it up and still kept in. Shot and trickled and looked like Elizabeth Courtney might have gotten just a little stick on that. Knocked it away. And now it's cleared out by the Marauders. Nice job that time.
Looked like Caroline Morrissey-Bickerton to help finally clear that puck out of the zone. Acton-Boxborough defensive pointmen doing such a great job on keeping the puck in.
Under 30 seconds left in this power play. Bernhard tries to make a move and a great heads-up play by Allison Hogan. Shot in, blocked at the defense by the Marauders.
Look at Allison Hogan with a big one-on-one breakup of the league's MVP and then taking the puck away and clearing it safely out of the zone.
Final seconds of the Marauder penalty, and it looks like they're going to kill it off here, and a backhand opportunity, and it looks like it might have trickled and deflected off
the left post.
He might have hit off the post. If not, it came very close. The penalty time to Sarah Courtney is up, and the Marauders have killed off the penalty. Only their 2nd penalty called in the game. We've had 5 total.
Good forechecking by Caroline Morrissey-Bickerton again. That real close bid was by Carrie Fitzgerald, who has the puck now.
And Fitzgerald puts it right on the stick of Jill Link. Link with the pass behind Bernhard. And I think we're going to have an offside.
Icing,
sorry. Oh, yeah, shot from center. So we have 11:34 to go in, hopefully, the game as far as the Marauders are concerned, because they do lead 1-0. But we'll say 11:34 in the third period for now. Maybe when we get a little closer to the end, we'll start saying the game. But face-off now will be to the left of Acton-Boxborough goalie Claire Allard, and it will be Katie McCarthy on the face-off for the Marauders against Bernhard. And Marauders trying to keep it in. Nice play by Natalie McEachern to keep it in the zone. And there's Becky Mihelich. Goes back down, and Katie McCarthy. McCarthy and Mihelich. Mihelich has it around a screen. She uses a screen, shot right in. Allard made the save. Allard will have to cover up. Well, that almost looked like a play out of basketball where Becky Mihelich kind of used the Katie McCarthy pick. It was kind of like she set a pick and Mihelich came skating around and fired a shot. Tried to catch Allard by surprise, but Claire made the save.
Those give and goes, they work just as well in hockey. It's a real basic play, and Becky looked great on that.
McCarthy on the faceoff, Mihelic again, and bumped off the play, and it'll be cleared out of the zone by the Colonials. And we're going to have another whistle, another icing call, it appears, with 11:09 to go.
I think, Todd, actually a penalty is coming up.
Oh.
I think he's called a tripping penalty on, looks like Becky Mihelic.
So Becky Mihelic, and now the penalties are even in the game at 3 apiece. I told you, George, these penalties find a way to even themselves up. Unfortunately, now, for the second time in the period, Marauders have to kill off a power play. They've been successful so far.
Well, neither of us really saw the play. It was really well off the puck. I'm not sure what happened.
Big face-off here to the right of Elizabeth Courtney, and it'll be Katie McCarthy on a critical Belmont face-off against Wilford. Shot is deflected, and Wilford goes back to get it. And broken up, and the Marauders have control. Let's see if they can knock it out of the zone. They do. Katie McCarthy, part of the attack to clear that puck back up the ice. Here comes Wilford up on right wing. Wilford with the shot, saved by Courtney. Kind of caught her a little by surprise. She was skating back into the goal, and that could have been dangerous, but Courtney making the save. In front, and it's right on the stick of Betsy Nyland, who will clear it down the ice.
Great play by Sarah Courtney that time. She really made that happen. She's been everywhere on this penalty kill so far. That's a very strong defensive unit for Belmont with Sarah Courtney.
45 seconds left in the penalty to Becky Mihelic, and 10:20 to go in the game, and the clock continuing to run.
Another clear in by Betsy Nyland.
Marauders doing a great job killing off this penalty now with 30 seconds to go in the Acton-Boxborough power play. Nyland again was trying to set up something shorthanded for the Marauders. And here comes a 2-on-2 break. And good defense again by Natalie McEachern and Betsy Nyland. They stopped him right at the line. Some great pressure by the Marauders. The back checking very effective. And there was a break, and Courtney gets her stick taken down. We're going to have a penalty called on Acton-Boxborough. That's going to be a hooking call. Sarah Courtney was taken right down with the stick.
It looks like Abby Henderson, who had to face her one-on-one, is going into the penalty box.
And you know, that's a great individual effort by Sarah Courtney, George, because again, Marauders are trying to kill off a penalty, and you get a double bonus here. Courtney shorthanded, not only gets the puck into the Acton-Boxborough zone, but then has Abby Henderson start a penalty on her. And
so we're going to be now in the
we got
we're going to be 4-on-4
for 9 seconds,
briefly.
and then it's almost basically a full power play for the Marauders. Face off Carrie Fitzgerald, and again, great checking by Sarah Courtney. Courtney all over Julie Mai. In fact, she lost her stick on the play. And here's Courtney again. And the penalty to Mihelic is up for Belmont, so it's a power play. Here comes a shot by Courtney, and it's just misdirected wide as Jill Ellenbos got a stick in there and deflected the shot. Herbert's shot trickling in. Caroline Morrissey-Bickerton was trying to get in front in the slot, centered
nice
up. Here's Morrissey-Bickerton, shot it, a big save by Claire Allard. Marauders looking for all the insurance they can get. They're only up 1-0. And again, shot broken up at the defense. Jill Link was in there, effective on defense. Now a shorthanded bid coming the other way. There's Debbie Bernhardt. Good defense by Herbert. Shot, big save. Huge save again by Elizabeth Courtney. A shorthanded bid by Debbie Bernhardt is stopped.
Olivia Herbert had a very tough job that time, having to face Debbie on that play. She really slowed her up and made her go wide, and then Elizabeth made a terrific goal play once again.
Debbie Bernhardt again showed you why she's two-time MVP of this league. And here come the Marauders. Final 10 seconds of the Acton-Boxborough penalty. Racing up the side was Sarah Courtney, and is poked away by Wilford. And Wilford now tries to kick it out of the zone. She does. The penalty time is up. And so neither team can take advantage of their power play opportunity, but they had some chances. Actually, they had better chances on their shorthanded shifts than they did on their power plays. As Debbie Bernhardt on that last play showed you why she's a two-time MVP. Herbert did a great defensive job, and Bernhardt still got the puck back.
Great feat with Katie McCarthy.
Yeah, McCarthy breaks it up and starts the break going the other way. We're down under 8 minutes to go in the third period. Marauders on top 1-0 in the Division I girls ice hockey final. and down on the play, a rough hit into the boards down in the corner, and one of the Marauders is down.
I'm not sure who that is, if that's Sarah Courtney or maybe Alexa.
We think it might be Becky Mihelic. We hope she's all right. Mark Haley, the coach, quick to rush out on the ice, the Belmont head coach. As we have 7:45 to go, the clock stops. Here in the game, we're going to have one of the trainers coming out. I'm not sure if that's a Northeastern trainer or maybe an Acton-Boxborough trainer, someone out here.
That may be Becky. She's a player who will go very, very hard into the corners. She's a real strong skater. She's a strong girl, and she's taken her share of lumps and bumps in the corners.
Yeah, and I didn't see who really put the hit on her there, but that looks pretty serious. I wonder if they're going to call a penalty or if that was like just a clean hit. Maybe she was a little out of position and just went into the boards the wrong way. We certainly hope she's all right. She's still...
I don't think there's a penalty, Todd, because I don't see anyone in the box.
We're actually getting a shot of the Belmont bench right now. I want to take this opportunity. We should also mention Mark Haley's the head coach of the Marauders, but we don't want to forget Joseph O'Brien, Jen Roush, and Larry Stanley, assistant coaches for this Belmont team. You can see some of them there.
Obviously, they've been big factors. Jen particularly works with the goalies. She's a goalie herself, and has been a great goalie coach on helping both of the goalies progress as well as the JV goalies. And for Joe O'Brien, he's been basically the defense coordinator and takes, I would say, deserves a lot of credit for the success of the Belmont defense.
Well, Becky Mihelic is sitting up now, and that's the reaction you're hearing from the crowd. And I know that's a rather tenuous moment for our camera person, Patty Mihelic, because that is her daughter out there. So I know it's not an easy moment to capture these shots on video for her. But the good news, Patty, is that it looks like your daughter Becky is fine as she skates over to the Belmont bench, and she'll be okay. I think she was just a little shaken up. Might have even gotten the wind knocked out of her a little bit, but she will be fine. She goes back to the bench, and
Becky's a real competitor. If there's any way she can get back on that ice in this championship game, believe me, I've seen her do it before, and she'll be back out there.
And Mihelic with a really solid regular season. She had 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points. He's had a really solid year, and as you, of course, mentioned, George, had a great all-around year, taking her lumps, but playing solid hockey for the Marauders. And now we're going to have a last-minute substitution. McCarthy will take the face-off. Kerry James will go out to the right wing spot. So 7:45 to go in the game, and the Marauders control the face-off. Carrie Fitzgerald will sweep it down into the corner where Kerry James will go to get it. James goes down. She's taken down there by... that was Jill Ellenboss. And in front, Marauders are actually behind the goal.
By Belmont, with Acton-Boxborough feeling that pressure and deciding to just get it out of there, and that brings the puck right back for Belmont into the offensive zone.
Again, a reminder, you are watching the Girls Division I final here on BCTV8 Sports. Todd Bloniarz, George McEachern, and Patty Mihelic running camera for us today and doing a good job, and averted a scary moment there a few moments ago when Becky got knocked down, but she was all right. And we are back to hockey with under 7 minutes to go in the third period. 7 minutes to go in the game as the Marauders continue to hang on 1-0. Here comes Debbie Bernhard with a move at center, and nice defense by Natalie McEachern that time. It's been a team effort defensively against Debbie Bernhard, as all the Marauders have had to pick her up at one time or another. Here comes Alexis Sheehan down the left side. Sheehan goes in, runs into Julie Mai. Oh, there's a punishing hit. Bernhard actually knocked down. She's slow to get up. Debbie Bernhard back up, however. wondering if she might make a trip to the bench. I think she is. She'll go to the bench. They'll substitute for her, as she could be shaken up. Here comes Jill Link, coming all the way in from the blue line, trying to set up in front. The puck is loose in front, and a shot trickling in and broken up by the defense of the Marauders. And here comes Sarah Courtney. Courtney racing in. Courtney, and broken up at the last minute. Defensively, there was Abby Henderson, and Allard will cover up the puck with 5:59 to go.
Great individual effort by Sarah, and she's faced by all-star defenseman Gabby Henderson. And as with so many of the other matchups, when you get to two all-stars against each other, it's very tough to score like that. On the other end, Natalie McEachern had just made a great play on Debbie Bernhardt one-on-one in the corner and took it away.
And then Bernhardt was shaken up a little bit, and
that was by Gabby Carson as she moved in very aggressively to keep the puck in the zone cleanly. She took the puck and then collided with Debbie.
Face-off, Katie McCarthy for Belmont, and here's a shot by Carrie James. Blocked the fence, rebound, and just went wide by Carrie Fitzgerald. It looks like Jill Link might have just gotten a little bit of that one defensively, and it trickled wide of the goal. That would have been huge. Shot that time goes behind the goal by the Marauders, who have had some opportunities here in the third period to get that insurance goal. They lead 1-0 with 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Here's Katie McCarthy. Shot, actually it hits Carrie Fitzgerald in the back, and now Fitzgerald has it. But he puts it right on the stick of the Colonials, who sweep it back out to center. And there's Olivia Herbert. Herbert looking for Betsy Nyland, and it sweeps up along the boards. And here comes Ellen Boss. Ellen Boss knocked off the play by McCarthy. And Bernhardt, who's back in the game now, and she doesn't look like she's missed a step. She swooshed in on that play and almost stole the puck. Back to get it is Abby Henderson. Henderson for the Colonials, broken up by Nyland, who keeps it in the zone. Marauder fans were looking maybe for a little penalty, didn't get one on the hit into the boards. And here comes Sarah Courtney from center. Courtney racing in. Courtney 1-on-2 and knocked off the play very effectively that time by Ellen Boss. And the Acton Boxborough defense. Here comes Julie Mai. Mai coming back in, was looking to center. McEachern and Nyland are all over her, and she really couldn't get any setup opportunities. And the Marauders get control.
Nice clear out by Carrie Fitzgerald. Icing is waved off.
Icing is waved off. Down to 4:11 to go in the game. The Marauders on top 1-0. Here is Debbie Bernhardt. McEachern all over her. And that time Courtney picks her up, or Hogan. Shot, Bernhardt was able to carry on. And actually, I think it might have been Hogan's stick that made the defensive play. She lost her stick, and it ended up right in front of Elizabeth Courtney, the Belmont goalie. So we're going to have a whistle. You know, George, I think Allison Hogan made that defensive play without her even being there. Her stick made the play.
She may have, but I think Natalie McEachern tried to play Debbie high up. She slowed her up. Debbie, as she's so good at, she made the play, went around her. Natalie quickly got back and caught up with her just as she was approaching the corner, and it looked like Natalie was right there to help take that puck away. So I thought that was a great second effort and a big play.
Big play. We have a timeout being taken, I would think, by Acton Boxborough with 3:48 to go in the game. Thank you, Mr. Announcer. We have an official announcer here, and he keeps us up on these things.
I think that wouldn't be a bad time to take a timeout for either team. I'm sure Belmont appreciates the opportunity to talk things over, take a look at the clock. Hey, it's 3 minutes and 48 seconds left.
We got a great shot of the bench again. We'll get a close-up here. Thanks to Patty Mihalich, our camera person, getting a great shot of all the players. There's Coach Haley instructing his girls. 3:48, it seems like it's going to be an eternity. When you're up 1-0 like that, could be an eternity. And we have a penalty called on Belmont's Carrie Fitzgerald, so now, obviously Coach Haley's got something to really talk about with his girls, because they're going to be shorthanded for the next minute and a half. Carrie Fitzgerald was whistled for a tripping penalty.
We didn't see that. I don't know where that happened on the ice. Obviously the referee did. Belmont from the penalty kill sends out on defense Natalie McEachran, Allison Hogan, and up front it looks like Katie McCarthy and Caroline Morrissey-Bickerton. Oh. This is going to be a big minute and a half for Belmont.
This could really be, well, I don't want to say the last chance for Acton Boxborough, but certainly a big one. Penalties are now even at 4 apiece. 3 of the 4 Belmont penalties have been called here in the 3rd period.
Katie McCarthy wins the face-off and ends up sending it into the zone with actually a shot nearly on goal.
Nice job by the Marauders so far, but here comes Debbie Bernhardt, and she's in the open ice. Bernhardt with some room to maneuver, but Allison Hogan picks her up at the last minute and helps misdirect that centering pass. In front again, broken up by the Marauders, and can they clear it out? No, it is kept in, and now it's out. Cleared out by one of their own teammates, as Jessie Wilford was down on the ground.
She was spilled, and their body just carried the puck out of the zone. Allison Hogan, I thought, made a great play on that.
Here comes Maracchio, solid defense by McEachran. In front, centering pass, the puck is loose. And Elizabeth Courtney tried to cover it up, but it got swept back out. This could be a break for the Colonials. Here's Link, and the pass is deflected by Morrissey-Bickerton. In front, centering pass, and it's great save by Elizabeth Courtney. What an unbelievable save. That was Debbie Bernhardt again from point-blank range.
Cleared out by Allison Hogan.
Oh, my goodness. 2:40 to go in the game. 20 seconds left of the Belmont penalty. Bernhardt was so frustrated after the play. Here comes Sarah Courtney in shorthanded. Courtney is down on the ground. The puck is loose and will be covered up by Claire Allard. Oh, George, you could see the expression on Debbie Bernhardt's face. She thought that puck was in the net. I think I was about to call a goal. That looked like it was in the net. Elizabeth Courtney made a save from nowhere. I'm not even sure she completely saw the puck. That might have been totally instinctual on her part just to kick it away.
I think at this point it's all adrenaline, Todd.
It certainly
adrenaline
is.
And instinct and all those conditioned reflexes paying off.
What a hockey game this has been. The Division I girls hockey final from Northeastern University's Matthews Arena. 2:26 to go. And the Marauders on top 1-0. Nyland with a wild shot goes over the goal. Final seconds, and the Marauders have killed off the penalty to Carrie Fitzgerald. But watch out, here comes Jessie Wilford, and Nyland makes the play.
Great defensive play by Metzi Nyland.
What a big play.
Playing the body and taking away the puck.
A great play there. An absolutely great play. Well, maybe that frustration you're talking about is going to start to come into play, George. 2 minutes to go in the game. Bernhardt, I think, thought for sure that was going to be a goal. That was just an unbelievable play by Elizabeth Courtney. Down into the corner, and we're going to have an icing call with 1:49 to go in the game. Marauders 1:49 away from doing something that no other school has done here in Eastern Mass, and that is defeat the Acton Boxborough Colonials.
A fortunate play that time. I don't really think Acton Boxborough was pressured that much, but they panicked a little bit and iced the puck, so that brings it right down into their end.
That was a big mistake by Acton Boxborough, and now the face-off, which will be taken by Belmont's Sarah Courtney. And a big face-off will be down to the left of Acton Boxborough goalie Claire Allard. Well, it doesn't deter the Acton Boxborough fans from getting vocal because they know what a big moment this is. We're going to have a Belmont timeout now with 1:49 to go. And a big 1:49, you'll see another close-up of the Belmont bench. We mentioned the whole team there. You can see Michael McGilvery again. We got him on camera wearing the green M. And I also want to remind everyone, please be with us, because at the end of this, don't change that channel at the end of this game, because as soon as we're done, we're actually going to have the trophy presentation, which is being made by a bit of a celebrity around these parts. Gretchen Julian, a member of the 1998 U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team. Straight from Nagano. She's practically probably just got home. She's probably still not even used to Boston time yet, but she is back home, and she will be presenting the trophy to the winning team at the end of this game.
Todd, I just want to give a little bit of recognition to Mark Haley. I mean, not only has he done a great job coaching this team, but I would say Mark is Mr. Eastern Massachusetts girls hockey. He's done so much for the sport and organizing the tournament and encouraging other cities and towns to start girls hockey teams. He has been an absolutely incredible impetus to the girls hockey movement in Massachusetts.
I cannot disagree with you at all, George. That is absolutely right. I mean, the reason why we're here at Northeastern today, this tournament making leaps and bounds Last year the final was played at the Belmont skating rink, but today it's at Matthews Arena at Northeastern University, and the Marauders just a minute 49 away now from winning the Division I championship. Courtney on the face-off. Marauders trying to control Sarah Courtney. Shot right on. Allard with a big save, as that was through a screen, and Allard.
Great play by Katie McCarthy. She had the puck down at her feet. She quickly wheeled and put a shot right on net. Out there for Belmont on defense, Gabby Carson, Betsy Nyland. Up front, Sarah Courtney, Katie, and I think
Marauders control it again, but it's poked out of the zone.
Carrie Fitzgerald
was poked out of the zone by the Colonials, who are running out of time. Down to a minute 35 to go. Bernhard trying to maneuver. Now coming up on right wing is Abby Henderson. Henderson looking, got Bernhard at center, broken up defensively by Katie McCarthy. What a great play there. Sarah Courtney kept in by the Colonials. Here's Jill Link. Link fires up from the blue line and scores! It was deflected in by one of the Colonials. I don't know who it was. Link fired the shot from the blue line and it got tipped in. We'll wait to see who gets credit for it. Oh, how heartbreaking. With a minute 14 to go in the game, Acton-Boxborough has tied it at 1.
Unfortunately for Belmont, they had about 2 or 3 chances where they had control of the puck to make that clear out, which is so important. You got to get the puck out of the zone. You got to give a lot of credit to Acton-Boxborough because they made the plays to keep it in. And Jill Link got off a very strong shot from the point. Perhaps someone tipped it, and there's the first goal for Acton-Boxborough. And here we go. From
the motioning, it might have been Jessie Wilford, junior co-captain for the Colonials, because she was the one putting her hands up in the air, and everyone was congratulating her, so it might very well be Jessie Wilford. I'm not officially sure who's going to get credit for that. It might be Link, it might be Wilford. And what a huge play with 74 seconds left. Here we go. It was Link. Abby Henderson gets the assist for the Colonials at 13:46 of the third period. Oh, the Marauders were 74 seconds away from a win, George, and now, well, they got to start all over again. And all of a sudden, those Acton-Boxborough fans have found their way to our side of the balcony, and they are getting very, very vocal, kind of recreating a familiar chant from Boston University. And boy, this is really big. This is gut check time for the Marauders now, George. I mean, what do you do? How do you regroup now after something like this? You are literally, you're under a minute and a half to go from winning the state championship, and now you're going to have to wait a minute and start all over again.
That's true, but both of these teams have been in these kinds of situations where you come right down to the wire. Belmont's done it before. Acton-Boxborough's been there before. I don't think that either team is going to give up. We'll see what happens. Obviously, it may go into overtime.
It's starting to look that way. It is indeed starting to look that way. We'll see. Actually, there's no team really has a timeout here. I'm not. The officials are stopping the play, kind of giving both teams a chance to regroup. Maybe they might be discussing what they're going to be doing for the overtimes if it comes to that. What the format is going to be. I think what they're going to have is, I think it's a 5-minute sudden death overtime. I think, and then they start going to shots. They don't want it to come down to shots if they can help it. They would rather see it one on the ice and have it go to a sudden death overtime. But we'll wait and see. There's still a minute 14 here in the third period, so let's not go to overtime yet. There's still time for either one of these teams to pop the puck in the net.
Actually, Todd, I see Acton-Boxborough has a player in the penalty box. I didn't hear the call. I guess that's why we had the stoppage in play, because I see it's a 5-on-4. And
it is, and that was Hillary Larson, the senior co-captain, in the penalty box. And so the Marauders are going to have, well, let's see. Actually, they're putting it up now. The Marauders have a power play for the rest of regulation. This is huge. 5th penalty of the game on Acton-Boxborough. Let's see if the Marauders can take advantage of it. They have not yet been able to. They are 0 for 4 on their previous power play opportunities. A minute to go in the game. Jill Link Sweeps it around the boards, Debbie Bernhardt. Watch out, Acton Boxborough shorthanded, but that's not going to stop him from trying to set something up. Under a minute to go in regulation. And Acton Boxborough is totally controlling this situation, which is supposed to be a Belmont power play. Down to 35 seconds to go in regulation, but Acton Boxborough has total control of the puck, and Jill Link is just holding it, and now she'll shoot it in. Around the boards, 25 seconds to go in regulation. Marauders trying to get something going, a last-minute rush here possibly. Here's a pass up to Betsy Nyland. Nyland coming in. Nyland over the blue line. The shot is deflected by Bernhardt. 10 seconds left. Here's Katie McCarthy. McCarthy in front. Oh! A centering opportunity perhaps for Courtney, who was in front, and the final seconds tick down in regulation. Oh, McCarthy looked like she might have had a chance to get it to Sarah Courtney, but to everybody, there was about 3 Colonials on Courtney. And so we are through with regulation, and we are going to have a 5-minute sudden death overtime, George.
I think it took Belmont a little too long to get the power play effort going. They were boxed up with good forechecking in their own end, but when they did, they ended up right at those last 10 seconds with at least one good chance.
Okay, if you didn't hear that, they're going to play a 5-minute sudden death overtime, and then if it is still tied after that, they are going to go to a shootout, which, I don't know, you can say what you want. I know they've tried some different things with this format. You kind of hope it doesn't come down to a shootout, because then, you know, it's really tough. You want to see it one on the ice with both teams out there. So we'll see how this 5-minute overtime goes. Who do you think it favors? I think right now, obviously, George Acton Boxborough's got to have a bit of an edge, having scored that last goal in the final minute and a half.
It's always an emotional lift when you score late like that, but I think Belmont, they're extremely competitive. They want this upset victory so much. I think they're going to be very tough to beat, and it'll be exciting to see what happens.
Well, this has already just been one heck of a hockey game. You can't ask for anything better than this in the Division I girls ice hockey final.
If it should come down to a shootout, I like our chances with Elizabeth Courtney. She's been in a shootout before last year in this same tournament against Westwood, and with the first 5 girls that she faced, I think it was 1-1 after that first round. Actually, in the second 5 girls, Westwood ended up winning in that upset victory, but it's a strength to have faced that before and have been there before. I don't think Acton Boxborough's been there.
A reminder, you're watching coverage of the Division I girls ice hockey final on BCTV 8 Sports. Todd Bloniers, along with George McEachern and our camera person, Patty Mihalich. You see a shot of Elizabeth Courtney, who we just alluded to, who has come up so big in this game. But on that last goal by Acton Boxborough, their first of the game, so heartbreaking. A shot by Jill Link from just inside the blue line. And I guess it wasn't even deflected in, but there was quite a screen in front of Courtney, and she couldn't stop that one. And we are tied at 1 as we begin overtime here from Matthews Arena. Here's Allison Hogan for the Marauders. Hogan knocked off the play by Bernhardt. Then the Marauders will retreat. Natalie McEachern up against the boards. Taken by Acton Boxborough. And Sarah Courtney looks to try to get it ahead to Betsy Nyland. Back to the blue line it goes. And
Coach Haley putting Betsy Nyland up on forward in this overtime period to start off.
And Acton Boxborough seems to be in control, but a great play by Betsy Nyland, who steals the pass. Was looking for Bernhardt. Nyland has it. And here comes Bernhardt, Debbie Bernhardt. She's got some open territory. Stick handling around a couple of players. Now Katie McCarthy, and Bernhardt dumps McCarthy to the ice. No call there. Bernhardt looking to center in front. And it went off of a Belmont skate, and now the Marauders have it as they dodge another bullet. Here comes Natalie McEachern racing up over the blue line. McEachern, the shot is blocked at the defense by Jill Link. And Link has it again as McEachern was looking to center. Here's Carrie Fitzgerald. And it is cleared back out, and I think this will be icing, and it will indeed be icing. 3.5 minutes to go here in the overtime, sudden death overtime. And the Marauders and Colonials are tied at 1.
Good pressure by Belmont. Natalie McEachran getting a chance to move with the puck, and she just kept going, brought it all the way into the zone. As her shot was blocked, she got the rebound and tried the centering play. So good pressure by Belmont.
Critical face-off here with 3.5 minutes to go in the sudden death overtime. To the right of Allard.
Betsy Nylon double shifted as she went from a shift on forward, now right back on D.
Here's Carson, and we're going to have a whistle.
An Acton-Boxborough player is down in the corner.
And we can't quite see her number. She is down in the corner. A bit of a tough angle for us as well. We'll wait to see who that is for Acton-Boxborough. We certainly hope she's all right. And we're going to have a whistle here with 3:23 to go in overtime. Actually, that is number 7. That would be Hillary Larson, the Acton-Boxborough co-captain.
I'm sure Betsy Nylon appreciating this little extra moment of rest as she's double shifted right now. She's so skillful with that puck. Coach Haley showing a lot of confidence to put her up forward. She's a girl who can get shots on goal. She can score for you and make things happen. She came back on defense and was right in the thick of it just a moment later.
By the way, Larson is back up and she's skating on her own power. There's some of the Belmont fans. A great shot you can see of them. The Belmont cheerleaders, actually. I couldn't tell they were cheerleaders because they're in their gray sweatshirts and not their normal outfits. Ah, there we go. Okay. Patty Mihalich, our camera person, just pointed out to me, yes, they wear those when it's cold. Oh, I got you. Okay. They're wearing the girls' hockey sweatshirts there. I got you. 3:23 to go here in overtime.
Betsy Nylon and Gabby Carson back on defense.
Face-off controlled by the Colonials. And there is Ellen Boss. Ellen Boss looking ahead for Julie Mai. Mai will just push it down into the Belmont end. 3:10 to go in overtime. Marauders trying to set something up, but instead it's Acton-Boxborough, and that trickled through the crease, but it went wide. Shot coming in, centering opportunity in front. The puck is loose. Swept out by the Marauders. Betsy Nylon in there along with Alice Rosenberg. Big defense by the Marauders. Again, Acton-Boxborough trying to set something up. And they're looking, and it's in. Pass is taken away and cleared out.
Great play by Carrie Fitzgerald, dumping it out without icing it. Very heads-up play. 2.5
minutes to go in the overtime. Here comes a possible break for Acton-Boxborough. Julie Marascio, and it's broken up there.
Big play by Allison Hogan that time.
Hogan, who
stood right up at the blue line.
Hogan's made some great plays. Acton-Boxborough definitely carrying the play in this overtime. Marauders back on their heels a little bit. They've got to try to get this puck out of their own end and set something up for themselves. But right now, Acton-Boxborough looking in front. Great clear by Sarah Courtney. Attempted centering pass by the Colonials. And here come the Marauders, possibly a 2-on-1. Here's Fitzgerald, the shot, and it goes wide. Fitzgerald came racing down the left side. And now Sarah Courtney keeps the puck in. Under 2 minutes to go in the overtime. Katie McCarthy. McCarthy and Courtney. Here's Courtney with it. Courtney's got room to shoot, but a good defensive play by Wilford as she couldn't get anything on the shot. And Wilford now goes down against the boards, and she's shaken up a little, slow to get up. We're going to have a whistle with 1:28 to go, as I'm not sure who it was who knocked Wilford down.
It may have been Sarah McCourtney in the corner with her.
It was either her or it might have been Carrie Fitzgerald, but back up and okay.
Nice play by Allison Hogan also on that same play before it was whistled dead as she moved up into the zone very aggressively to keep the puck alive.
Big face-off here to the right of Acton-Boxborough goaltender Claire Allard. 1:28 to go in overtime. Tied at 1 in the Division I girls ice hockey final.
Fitzgerald, Courtney, and McCarthy up front. Herbert and Hogan on defense.
Face-off is again controlled by the Colonials, and they break out the other way. Here comes Bernhard racing, and Bernhard, big heads-up play by Olivia Herbert. Shot and a big save by Elizabeth Courtney.
That's a big save with 1:17 left in overtime.
Bernhard was in. She had the shot. tried to shoot it right through Elizabeth Courtney, and Courtney had none of that. She caught it right in the midsection and held on for a big face-off to her right with 1:17 to go in overtime.
In the last minute, Natalie McEachran, Betsy Nyland out on defense, keeping the same forward line.
Face-off down in the corner. They're battling for the puck, still battling. Marauders trying to clear the zone. They do. Here comes Sarah Courtney. A 2-on-1 possibly. Forming Courtney, and the pass is taken away at the defense by Abby Henderson, who just stood her ground, and coming back the other way is Jill Link. And we have a slight camera malfunction. Here's a shot rolling in. And a shot is blocked at the defense. Here is Abby Henderson, shot from the blue line, blocked again at the defense. Combination of Courtney and Fitzgerald, and now Carrie Fitzgerald Betsy Nyland will get it. Bodies are kind of down and up, and all sorts of action going here in the final 30 seconds. And back come the Marauders. Here comes Carrie Fitzgerald on a break, closing seconds of overtime. Saved by Claire Allard.
What a big save. That was a great play as Natalie McEachran sprang Carrie Fitzgerald free with a great pass. Carrie with a great effort came in, had to go to the backhand.
And that was the best chance the Marauders have had in this overtime, George. 15 seconds to go in it. And a face-off, and a big face-off will be to Claire Allard's left.
Belmont a little tight in that last flurry, obviously having a lot of trouble getting the puck out. Finally it got to Natalie. She kept a little bit cool and made a nice pass.
Marauders keep it in. Marauders. Mercy Bickerton tried to get a shot off, was blocked by Henderson. Final seconds of overtime. Last centering chance for the Marauders, and it's cleared out of the zone.
And that's going to be it for overtime.
And the overtime is over, and we're now going to go to a shootout, and I think we're going to take a short break. We will be back with the shootout right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now go to a second overtime. 4 skaters each side plus the goaltender. 4-on-4 plus the goaltender.
Oh, they're changing it.
Camera is on. Okay.
Todd,
I'm sorry.
The public address announcer just announced that instead of what they had announced previously of going secondly to a shootout, they're actually going to go to a 4-on-4 overtime period where you skate 4 skaters against 4 skaters to open up the ice a little more. So I think.
And I like this idea a little bit better than the shootout. I'm not a huge proponent of the shootout because there it comes down to sometimes a little bit of luck, and you're putting a lot of onus on the goalies, and obviously it's a team game, and this way you get to have more of the team involved. So it's going to be 4-on-4, as we know. They always have a right to change their mind on the fly with these things, and I think Mark Haley might have had something to do with this. As you mentioned, George, he has a lot to do with the organizing of this tournament itself, and they might have talked, the officials might have talked and decided this would be the best way to do it. I know in the past, I've spoken to Coach Mark Haley about this. He'd prefer it to be this way, so he might have had some say in them changing their mind and going to another overtime.
Hey, I'm absolutely happy with any format that Belmont can win on.
I agree with you totally. We are still tied at 1. I think my only concern at this point is I hope we have enough tape. We would hate for us to run out of tape here. We only have a 2-hour tape. And this game, depending how long it keeps going, that's my main concern. We may have to try to stop it on, well, we'll wait a little bit here. If we go to a shootout, we're going to probably have to stop it on some breaks so we can.
To start the 4-on-4, Coach Haley for Belmont sending out forward Katie McCarthy, Sarah Courtney, on defense Betsy Nyland and Allison Hogan.
And a big play, and Bernhard to take the face-off for Acton Boxborough, and the Marauders control it. Betsy Nyland knocks it back into the Colonial zone. And Bernhard has it, and broken up nicely by McCarthy, but Bernhard gets it back. Bernhard carrying on, gets around a couple of Marauders, and it's finally broken up. Nice play. Allison Hogan sweeps it around behind the goal. Here's Betsy Nyland. Nyland has it. Betsy Nyland gets it up on left wing to Sarah Courtney. Courtney racing in. Courtney and Nyland are both there. And it's in the corner. Courtney has it. Sarah Courtney looking. Courtney with Hogan. Hogan, a shot from the blue line. Big save by Allard. And it's knocked out of the zone with 4:15 to go in the second overtime.
Nice defensive play by Katie McCarthy, getting back that time to take control of that puck.
Nyland with a nice play on Bernhardt, who lost her stick, and it's knocked back down into the Belmont zone. 4 minutes to go in the second overtime. We're tied at 1.
There was a great pass play back to Allison Hogan, and she got off a very good shot.
Knocked back into the Belmont zone by Abby Henderson. Henderson looking to set up Hillary Larson. Larson and Nyland go against the boards.
Out
and
comes Katie McCarthy.
Katie McCarthy's got it on the break. McCarthy looking, gets it at center to Sarah Courtney. Courtney ridden off the play, and Jill Link will just knock it back into the Marauders zone. Going back to get it will be Hillary Larson again.
Belmont needing a change. That first unit is tired at this point.
And let's see if the Marauders can clear the puck out of their zone. That will help precipitate a change by
Mary
Belmont.
Fitzgerald is fresh. And Caroline Morrissey Bickerton out at forward.
She
at this
just
time
came
as
in.
well.
Oh, and a play there. Hillary Larson could have had a point-blank shot, but she missed the pass. She was all alone on the left side. Going back is Abby Henderson for the Colonials. And right now the Colonials are carrying the play. And now falling down is Megan Lyons. And the Marauders have it. Hogan gets it at center to Carrie Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald skating in, the shot, and it's stick save made by Allard. Down to 2.5 minutes to go in the second overtime. And Herbert lost the puck. Racing in is Wilford. Jesse Wilford, the shot, scores! Jesse Wilford wins it for Acton Boxborough 2-1. At 2:32 of the second overtime, as she shot it upstairs, nothing Elizabeth Courtney could do about that.
So I guess, Todd, it came down to a shootout after all, because that was an obvious breakaway. Elizabeth Courtney facing the shooter. Acton Boxborough prevails. It was a bad break for Olivia. She really tried to keep it in back at the up at the blue line. They got the breakaway and capitalized on the chance. I would have to say that as far as girls hockey goes, or any kind of hockey, this has been an absolutely phenomenal and exciting game. Obviously, we from Belmont would have preferred to see it come out the other way, but this is just what we'd expect from these two teams. They're the two best, and it was great to showcase great hockey, great competitiveness, and I'd say good sportsmanship, too.
I cannot agree with you more, George. We're actually seeing the Marauders skating off the ice. I know these girls have got to be really heartbroken right now. They just poured their hearts out for the last, let's see, 52 minutes and 32 seconds, 52 and a half minutes of hockey before it would finally be decided on a shot by Jesse Wilford, an unassisted goal at 2:32 of the second overtime to win it for the Acton Boxborough Colonials. But the Marauders have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. They played a fantastic game today. In the end, they came up 1 goal short, kind of like the boys team. Girls team season ends the same way. And I know this is not an easy moment. This is going to be especially tough, George, because now they have to watch the trophy presentation, and they know that they played so even with this Acton Boxborough team. They know they can play them, and to now watch another team get the trophy has got to hurt.
I think star of the game, in my opinion, still goes to Elizabeth Courtney. She faced by far the greatest number of really testing shots. She came up so big. It was so impressive to see her come back after sitting out the last game and play like that. I'm sure Ruth Yakubian, who played so well in the previous game, is very proud of her co-goalie.
And as we mentioned, a nice turnout here at Matthews Arena by the Belmont faithful. Probably, I would say, a couple hundred fans have shown up here, and again, a very impressive turnout. And there's a great shot. Mark Haley giving his girls team a big hug.
Before we do so, we would like to acknowledge the support of the NYAA and Northeastern University in hosting this historic event. Also, a special thanks to Mark Haley, the Belmont coach and league representative, for his many efforts in coordinating this tournament.
recognize the seniors who will be graduating from Belmont. Carrie James, Becky Mihalich, Betsy Nyland, Jessica Conley-Quinn, and Becca Pizzi. They've had a great run of hockey at Belmont. They should be very proud of what they've done, and the team is going to miss them next year.
By the way, that's Gretchen Yulian you just see there on your screen. She's about to present the trophy. Okay, so here's the presentation of the plaque for the runner-up Belmont Marauders. And that's Gretchen Yulian, fresh from the 1998 U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team, straight from Nagano to Matthews Arena, there to present the second place plaque. And you can see Katie McCarthy, Betsy Nyland, and Carrie James, the Belmont co-captains. We're going to see Acton Boxborough get the plaque as well for winning the championship. You see their captains, Claire Allard, Jessie Wilford, and Hillary Larson. And of course, it was Jessie Wilford who got the game-winning goal. She certainly deserves a bit of an MVP for this game, too, coming up with that big goal. And now we're going to have an all-star presentation.
These are the all-stars.
Now the Belmont All-Stars are being announced. That's Allison Hogan, number 7, sophomore, who scored the goal in this game. And what a big goal that was. It had the Marauders on top 1-0. She's getting presented with what almost looks like a gold medal. Here's Elizabeth Courtney, and boy, she played her heart out today, George. Absolutely great game. Gretchen Yulian from the U.S. Women's Ice Hockey Team, presenting her with her medal. There's Natalie McKecker, number 99. I know that is an especially proud moment. As a father, George, you get to see your daughter get that recognition. Number 12, Debbie Bernhard for Acton Boxborough.
Number 19, Jessie Wilford.
Jessie Wilford, of course, who got the game-winning goal, as we mentioned, for the Acton Boxborough Colonials. Well, this is some treat. Gretchen Yulian, straight from Nagano, making the presentation of the medals.
Well, Todd, I couldn't be more proud of this whole Belmont team. I mean, they've just done such a phenomenal job. It's been so much of a thrill to follow their seasons.
We're seeing the Acton Boxborough Colonials skating around with the cup as well. They got a nice little cup for their recognition. You can see them, and their vocal fans have a lot to be happy about, too. The streak continues for them. They have now won 52 straight games in the Eastern Mass Girls Hockey Alliance. And unfortunately for the Belmont Marauders, it's going to be a case of wait till next year. But again, as I mentioned before, George, they have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. This was truly a classic championship game. You couldn't have asked for a better matchup between these two schools.
Absolutely. And you know, speaking of waiting till next year, certainly Belmont loses some considerable strength in losing the seniors, particularly with Betsy Nyland and Becky and Carrie James doing so well. But I think when you look at the strength of the teams, it's true that Belmont retains a lot of strength for next year. And certainly I like Belmont's chances to be strong again next year. And with Coach Haley returning, I think that Belmont still could be the team to break that streak. I don't know, by then maybe it'll be 60 games, 65 games.
Yeah, well, I agree with you, George. I mean, there's going to be a bright future here for the Belmont girls ice hockey team. There's a young nucleus of great players coming back next year, and they'll just all have to step up a notch, as underclassmen generally have to do. They all have to each move up from year to year, but this was truly an exciting final game. We hope to be back next year in some capacity on BCTV bringing you some more girls hockey. It's been a fun couple of games here, and George McKecker, I want to thank you for your help again. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for having me, Todd.
You know, he's been the follower all year, so he was there to help me out with all the important information. And of course, also want to thank Patty Mihalich for her great camera work.